Hey, what's up to all the Diablo 4 players out there? I'm especially speaking to all of you casuals today. If you are not playing the PTR, I think you probably should. If you're somebody who's been thinking about playing another character, if you're thinking about playing an alt character or trying something different, let's say, for instance, that you've always been a rogue, but now you want to try out sorcerer. It's the perfect time to do that because when you're right away in town, you're level 100, and you can come over here, use the new Codex of Power or Oculist, and you can come over here, and you already are loaded with some base items for your level 100. And then you can go get aspects that you may never have had before, but you don't have to go out and get them in the dungeons and go through all that. You can just come right here and put something like a ring or something like that right over here. So you can put a ring in. Then let's say you are trying to play the ball lightning build. So you need gravitational. We've already got that. You need Prodigy's aspect. So you click on the Codex of Power. You type in on the search bar up top. You just type in Prodigy's aspect. And it goes and finds it right away. Except for when you exit out of it like I just did. But normally, you just click on this. And you click on search. Prodigy's aspect. There it is. And you have all these pre-made mats that you already have. They've given you. Just like in the PTR, kind of in Diablo 3. Imprint aspect, you have plenty of gold. Now you have the two main aspects required to play the ball lightning build. Obviously, you do have to still search for some items and do some of that. But those two main aspects are there. And there's some other aspects you can apply too to try to get close to that building. But the point is that if you had some other builds that you wanted to try out, this is the best time to do it in a PTR. You get to find out what the end game build of all of these will feel like without putting all of that time into the character that you normally would have to do. So if you find yourself liking one or two or three of these other builds, you may find yourself, finding a new class that you love the most. So you can be ready for the next seasonal start. So I just think that if you're somebody who's like, I don't do PTRs, I'm not even sure if I like Diablo 4 anymore, I don't even know, I'm not sure what to do. I played a druid and it was all right, but I don't really like it. I'm not really sure. Well, you've got to jump on here because in like 20 minutes to a half an hour, you can almost try all these different endgame builds. Go to a lower world tier and just mow through things to see how you like the playing experience. So that's just something I recommend to anybody who's maybe thinking about becoming a different build or a character or trying out a different class, whatever it is. Man, this is time. This is not just a time to test the game for Blizzard. You should test it for yourselves because this is the best access you'll have to this type of tool to save the most amount of time possible, and you have a week to do it. I highly encourage you on one day off or so, take 3 hours and try out 3 classes because you could end up loving it. I remember in Diablo 3 when it first came out, I was going to be a Whirlwind Barb, and within, I think it was a couple of weeks, I switched to a Demon Hunter, and I never really changed after that. But in Diablo 4 so far, I've been a rogue primarily, and one thing that bummed me out about trying out some other classes was I didn't want to put the time in. I didn't want to risk putting the time into something I didn't think I'd like, and I wasn't enjoying the game as much at the time. So if you're somebody who hasn't really been enjoying the game that much recently, but you've wanted to try some other classes but not put time into it, this is a no-brainer. I know I keep repeating myself, but I just think this is a massive time for you to test classes out. Anyway, let me know what you think of what you're playing and what you found out, how you felt about the PTR if you're playing it. Maybe this video will get a couple views. Maybe it will get more. I don't know. I don't post a lot on this channel right now, but it's usually Diablo that I talk about. So feel free to subscribe and let me know if you see this video and tell me, what you guys have been up to.